The nation that invented association football hasn't won a single major men's international trophy in 60 years. This map visualizes a specific statistical reality for the English national team. While they hold a winning record against the vast majority of the world, they maintain a negative lifetime record against historical powerhouses like Brazil, Italy, and Uruguay. There are even 5 nations they have played but never managed to beat, with every historical encounter ending in a draw. This pattern of underperformance traces back to the absolute beginning of the sport. On November 30th, 1872, the English Football Association organized the world's first official international match against Scotland. Because they organized those first matches, the Football Association operated with strict independence. For decades, they competed almost exclusively against their immediate neighbors, eventually withdrawing from FIFA and skipping the first 3 World Cup tournaments entirely. When England finally joined the global body and entered the 1950 World Cup in Brazil, that isolation resulted in a massive structural shock. A semi-professional United States team handed them a 1-0 defeat that remains one of the greatest upsets in football history. Today, the FA is attempting to reverse this history by hiring German tactician Thomas Tuchel. His mandate is to re-engineer the squad's technical framework in time for the 2026 World Cup in North America. To understand the specific blueprint Tuchel is using to modernize the team, we must first diagnose the deep psychological and historical failures that originally broke the English machine. The only historical high point arrived in 1966. Manager Alf Ramsey deployed a narrow 4-3-3 system, dropping traditional wingers to control the central midfield. The tactic worked, and England secured the World Cup on home soil at Wembley Stadium. That victory was followed by decades of tournament attrition. In 1986, Argentina's Diego Maradona eliminated England with his infamous Hand of God goal, a match that intensified a rivalry rooted in both sport and the 1982 Falklands War. The 1990s brought rapid managerial turnover and a recurring nightmare, penalty shootout defeats to Germany. These failures became a defining feature of the English national identity, leading to the expectation of disappointment. This continuous trauma birthed the 1996 anthem, 3 Lions. Composed by comedians David Baddiel and Frank Skinner with the Lightning Seeds, the song was written deliberately from the perspective of fan misery and historical failure. The song's central refrain, "It's coming home," is frequently misinterpreted. While foreign rivals often see it as arrogant, for English fans singing about 60 years of hurt, it is a self-deprecating acknowledgement of a lifetime spent losing. Managing the England team requires navigating this environment. The coaching staff must shield the players from a culture fueled simultaneously by historical entitlement and repeated national trauma. Thomas Tuchel addressed these pressures with tactical discipline. Taking over from interim coach Lee Carsley, Tuchel kept the team's possession-dominant system, but significantly increased its defensive tracking and pressing requirements. He applied this discipline to the 2026 World Cup roster, dropping established stars like Phil Foden and Cole Palmer. Tuchel stated the decisions were strictly about maintaining positional balance rather than accommodating individual talent. Tuchel's system must also withstand a more volatile pressure, the live multi-billion-dollar club transfer market that continues to operate throughout the international tournament. This chart shows the scale of the distractions players face. Just before the 2026 tournament, Anthony Gordon completed a $93 million move to FC Barcelona. This directly affected teammate Marcus Rashford. Barcelona's financial commitment to Gordon effectively ended their pursuit of a permanent deal for Rashford, who was there on loan. In this instance, the technical staff's focus on culture held. Instead of camp tension, Rashford maintained professional solidarity, actively advising Gordon on finding accommodation in Spain during their World Cup preparations. By prioritizing tactical alignment over individual career stakes, Tuchel attempts to isolate the squad from the high-stakes volatility of the club transfer market. This insulated environment was tested during the 2026 World Cup round of 16. England faced co-hosts Mexico at the Estadio Azteca in front of a partisan crowd of over 80,000. The team secured a 3-2 victory, driven by 2 goals from Jude Bellingham and a clinical penalty from Harry Kane. Anthony Gordon validated his recent transfer by winning a crucial penalty while recording the highest sprint speed of the match. The fan base following these victories has also transformed. As tournament costs have risen, the traveling demographic has shifted toward a more affluent, family-friendly crowd that prioritizes celebratory pop anthems over the territorial songs of the 1970s. At home, the national team schedule shapes the administrative flow of daily life. During the 2026 run, the UK government extended pub licensing hours to 5 a.m., and primary schools opened early to accommodate the North American time zones. To maintain this momentum, the Football Association extended Tuchel's contract through Euro 2028, before the World Cup even ended. This move provided long-term structural clarity and removed the immediate media volatility that typically follows a tournament exit. England has replaced romanticized historical hope with a structure designed to isolate the squad from external pressure and focus entirely on the pitch. By aligning elite infrastructure with a specialized tactical setup, they have positioned themselves to legitimately challenge for a second World Cup star.